YouTubers. Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's the Bad Wolf bringing you more information, updates, and great things to learn. All right, so for those of you who don't know, um, I have formed my own micronation. Okay, so literally, my house is its own foreign nation or state to the United States, to the United States of America, and all others. I've actually went as far as to make friends with other micronations. I'm attempting communications with even my other citizenship micronation, Ladonia, so that we can be potentially recognized with them. Um, and all those efforts are to do is to legitimize your claim as being a state. Um, I've even gone to the point of applying to the UN to see about that. I've sent off um, our charter to the state of Wisconsin and to the city local government of, all in attempts to legitimize my claim to them. Now it's legit to me. I'm getting them to recognize all the information. And I made another video about all the stuff that I have listed in there. Now, this is our statement of jurisdiction. Now, you're not going to be able to read all of this, but if you can see that, I'll basically just read it to you. Okay, so it says, warning, under international law, attention, official public notice, welcome to our nation of, or micronation of Levitica. Okay, my last name, basically. All right, so it says legal notice of foreign property, private non-U.S. jurisdiction beyond this point. All right, so it says no trespassing, no solicitation, no process servers, no federal jurisdiction, no U.S. law enforcement, authorized subjects or invitees only, non-U.S. territory. So basically what I'm establishing is that anybody coming on to, not the property itself, because the property itself is actually, I call it the neutral zone, but it's still underneath our control. The house itself is the firm inner kingdom, if you will, where any of these federal type people, employees, whatever else, have no jurisdiction to come onto my property unless the king gives them authorization. So I put this up at both entrances, up and made into. I use the company I've been promoting, which they don't pay me for anything, but buildasign.com. They're quick, pretty inexpensive. They almost always apply some kind of discount on there. Nothing but good stuff so far. And I had this made into two metallic or else plastic signs. So I'm waiting to see how long they last. And so far the quality's been pretty good. Okay, so to move on, it then goes to all persons, including process servers, law enforcement, etc. You, by law, are hereby to take due notice that this property is defined as being foreign jurisdiction to the United States. Entry is solely at the discretion of the King of Levitica. You are not to assume any form of jurisdiction. In doing so, you have violated international treaties. You may be fined $100,000 in United States currency personally and or directly to your company or agency that you represent, or up to 5 years penalty in prison. Contact your CEO, CFO, or commanding officer immediately for proper instructions unless given permission to enter this micronation by the king, who will be addressed as such upon entering his or hers private kingdom. By presence of being on the landing or porch, you thereby agree and understand the powers and permissions, information, and penalties of doing so. So basically, they understand or stand underneath my jurisdiction, and they will refer to me as the king. Okay. Immediate loss of U.S. authority, powers, and rights are expressly implied. The surrounding land is considered neutral territory, but still subject to the jurisdiction of the king. Okay. Then, revocation of implied license. Okay, so it means that if you think there's any type of implied license that you're federal, you can just come into my house. Nope. That's also why I have our seal up there. You can also put a flag on your over your house, over your door, a sticker, anything like that. So there's no implied licensing. You can't just walk in because you think you can. Okay, so whether visible or invisible, it's removed. That's what that statement means. And if they don't know what it means, that's ignorance of the law. And sorry, it doesn't work that way. So, right to exclude due to foreign jurisdiction. Okay, anyone, including government officials, law enforcement, and that I have foreign relations with the United States of America Republic, and we fly underneath the same principles of the United States Constitution. I put 24-hour video surveillance, which is going up in a week, and contact the Department of Foreign Affairs and Policy, or the Department of State, U.S. Consulate. Okay, now let's get to this part. Fines of $5,000 per person per incident is in effect for even ringing the doorbell. Delivery of mail, UPS, FedEx, UPS, DHL, medical, fire, valid 14th Amendment constitutional warrant signed by a judge showing possible cause for a specific person or items to be searched, removed, or exempt will be allowed at King's Entry. So basically, if you're delivering mail or it's a medical personnel, you guys have the right to come in, typically with my say-so, but at this point, but it can be removed at any point if I choose. Okay. The doorbell and or knocking on the door is not to be considered normal public use, so be advised. And at the bottom, I put official contact, my email, alternate phone number, and I have two mailboxes because there's one mounted in the wall, and then there's one outside. The one outside, I'm declaring as, their federal use mailbox. The one inside, I'm actually having a sign built by buildsign.com. That's going to basically say this information, but it's smaller, and that any mail that is put into the actual mail slot that goes into the house is for Royal Mail, Royal individuals. So that is how you declare your jurisdiction, and you put them on notice that they're not welcome there and they lose all powers beyond this point. So you're just a regular person walking in. And once again, but that's after you've made your decree, you've gone online, and you've completed all the requirements for forming a micronation, and you have submitted them to all the parties, your Department of State, your Capital, Secretary of State, local government, police, fire if you want to, even hospital, whatever. You can send them to all of them, you can send them to none of them. But the more you send them to, the more you have put them on notice, and you're probably not going to get anything back. So far, I haven't, but they might just send something back, but they really don't have a legal stance to say that I can't, and I don't need their permission to say that I can. So, that being said, that is how you declare yourself. If you want to keep ahead of these people, I highly recommend you guys do it if it works for you, if it's something that you think you need, and just to declare your rights, once again, to move yourself out of their jurisdiction. So that's about it. The Bad Wolf is over and out. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Stay healthy out there. I appreciate each and every one of you.